Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use Paula's Choice Pore-Reducing Toner, which can be used daily in the morning and or evening, and it is suitable for combination to oily skin types. Now this toner contains a bit of niacinamide, which can help you to regulate your oiliness and minimizes the appearance of enlarged pores, and at the same time it also contains hyaluronic acid and ceramides, which can help you to hydrate and soothe the skin. And so overall this is a very lightweight and refreshing toner that's great if you have an oilier skin type. And so you're fine to use this toner on its own or include it in already an existing skincare routine if you want to use it along with other skincare products. So if you want to use this toner alone, that's completely fine, go ahead and do so. You just need to wash your face with a suitable cleanser for your skin type and needs, and then follow with your toner. And then during daytime when being exposed to the sun, just don't forget to follow with sun protection afterwards. And so this would be already a very simple, straightforward routine, which hydrates the skin, yet at the same time is very lightweight. However, if you now say, well, I have other skincare products at home, but I'm not sure when I should include it, well, I do get it. The order of application can sometimes be a bit confusing. And this is where I want to share with you now an example skincare routine, layering multiple products in one routine. I want to share with you a morning and evening skincare routine, and I'm going to show you the evening skincare routine application on my face as well, so that you can follow the steps. Now, when using this toner during daytime and you want to use it along with other skincare products, you are going to get started with washing your face using a suitable cleanser for your skin type and needs. Then you're going to follow on with Paula's Choice Pore-Reducing Toner, apply it, leave it on the skin, and then you're moving on to any serums and treatments which you may have at home. Go from the thinnest to the thickest texture when it comes to the application, and then don't forget to follow with sun protection during daytime when being exposed to the sun. However, when it comes to an evening skincare routine and you want to use a leave-on exfoliant in that same routine, since leave-on exfoliating acids are preferred to be used in your evening skincare routine, then the order of application would look like this. You're going to get started with washing your face using a suitable and gentle cleanser for your skin type and needs. Since you're already working with an exfoliant, you may want to do a double cleanse as well. And then you're following on with Paula's Choice Pore-Reducing Toner, apply it, then move on to your leave-on exfoliant, apply it, leave it on the skin, and then move on to any serums and treatments, and then if needed, follow with your moisturizer that's working well for your skin type and needs. But it's fine to just leave it out, and then the serums or treatments would be your last step. So this would be another example skincare routine so that you can see the order of application. Now, of course, you can choose any other skincare products which you may have at home and follow the same guide. Like, you can replace it with what works best for you. However, the example routine that I just have shared with you is a great example routine that's working well if you have an oilier skin type, like combination to oily skin, and you want to target anti-aging, you want a bit of exfoliation, and at the same time want to keep your oiliness a bit more under control. Then this would be a great example routine that I now want to share with you step by step on my face so that you can see the application visually. Now again, as already mentioned, you're going to get started with the first step, which won't change. Doesn't matter if you're doing this in the morning and or evening. You just may want to do a double cleanse in the evening in case you're wearing stubborn sunscreen and or makeup and you probably want to remove it, since your daily cleanser does not really take it off. Then of course that's completely fine. However, it won't change the cleansing step. So go ahead and choose a cleanser that's working well for your skin type and needs. If you're working with a leave-on exfoliant, choose a gentle one. If you do not work with a leave-on exfoliant, you can also use an exfoliating acid cleanser in this case. Now I'm going to use Paula's Choice Oil-Reducing Cleanser. This is just one example. If you have a different one at home that's working well for you, go ahead and use that one. Just make sure that you're going to read on the back of the packaging on how you should use your cleanser, if you have to apply it on dry, on wet skin, and if you can use it around the eyes or avoid the eye area, just make sure to not get it into your eyes, and if that should be the case, rinse it immediately with water. So in this case, it is advised to apply this cleanser on wet skin. So the first step that I'm going to do is now wetting my face, neck and hands with lukewarm water to warm water, and then apply the cleanser onto wet skin. You can do this above the sink or take your cleanser with you in the shower if that's working like much better for you and it's going to be a bit more convenient, then that's fine too. And then after the shower you would continue with the rest of your skincare routine. And so in this case, I'm now going to get started with the cleansing step. So let's go ahead and do this. Use about 1 to 2 pumps, so about a coin-size amount of your cleanser in the palm of your hand. Then rub your hands together and gently massage it all over your face and neck for about 30 seconds to a minute. So once you have massaged the cleanser all over your face and neck, you now can go ahead and rinse it off again with lukewarm water to warm water. Now in case you are trying to remove your cleanser a bit better and you should have troubles by removing it only with your hands, or you may are trying to remove your makeup and or sunscreen from the skin, using a fresh and soft washcloth in between, which you're going to wet, can help you to remove the cleanser a bit better. So now go ahead and take a fresh towel and pat the skin dry. Now once you have pat the skin dry, you can immediately move on to the next step, which is applying Paula's Choice Pore-Reducing Toner to the skin. Now when using it, please don't forget to give it a good shake before applying it. And then you can go ahead and either apply it with a cotton pad or with the palm of your hand. Now when applying it with a cotton pad, please make sure that you're not going to use too much product on the cotton pad. It should be enough so that you can evenly blend it all over and that you can feel that your skin is slightly damp, but please do not soak up the entire cotton pad because this is going to be way too much for your face and neck. So about that much more or less. So you can see I haven't soaked up the entire cotton pad, because then you're going to end up with a wet feeling on the skin surface and the product is probably not able to properly absorb into the skin. So this would be one way on how you can apply it with a cotton pad and swipe it across your face. However, another method would be just go ahead and use it in the palm of your hand. This way you also need to use less product and use between 5 to 8 drops, more or less. If you can count to drops, you have to tilt it just a slightly bit so that you're able to count them. Otherwise, go with about a coin size amount, more or less, and then gently apply it by blending it or patting it all over your face and neck. So then rub your hands together and then gently blend it all over your face and neck. Make sure to not get it into your eyes. If that should be the case, rinse it with water, and please do not use it on top of your eyelids. So, and once you have applied the toner all over your face and neck, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And again, if you like to stop right here, you can use the toner on its own, and that's already it. However, during daytime, again, don't forget sun protection to protect the skin from any sun damage. Now, the next steps that I want to share with you are again optional steps. So this depends on if you have such products at home or not. And then of course you can adjust it. If you should not have a product for a specific step, then you leave it out and then you're moving on to the next step so that you get an idea of how you can do the order of application. So in case you have a leave-on exfoliant at home and you want to include it in this specific routine, in your evening skincare routine, then this will be now the next step after cleansing and toning. And so I have Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant right here. Now a BHA, also known as salicylic acid, is great if you have combination to oily, acne-prone skin. So this would be one example of an exfoliant. You can get them as liquids, toners, or even serums. And this would be again the third step in your skincare routine. Now if you have a liquid like I do have right here, then you would apply it similar to how you would apply your toner. Either use a bit on a cotton pad. Again, in that specific case, the amount won't change. Use about that much. Please do not soak up the entire cotton pad with your exfoliant. This can sometimes lead to irritation because you're going to use too much of it, and please keep the frequency in mind when working with an exfoliant. And so when using it now either on a cotton pad or palm of your hand, again, if you're using it in the palm of your hand, use a little bit less as if you would use on a cotton pad. And again, as a general guide, 5 to 8 drops or about a coin size amount for your face and neck. Then rub your hands together and gently blend it all over your face and neck. Please do not use it on top of your eyelids, and please do not get it into your eyes. If that should be the case, rinse it with water. So once you have applied your leave-on exfoliant, as it already says, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Give it a bit of time so that it has time to fully absorb into the skin. So between each step, you can wait about 30 seconds to a minute before moving on and applying the next product, so that you can see how much product you have used and if it's enough or if you have used too much of it. Now again, the next step after your exfoliant would be using your serums and other treatments. If you have only serums at home, basically go from the thinnest to the thickest texture. If you have serums at home as well as cream treatments at home, then again it would apply to the same rule. Go from the thinnest to the thickest. In this case, I have two examples right here. I have a vitamin C serum as well as Paula's Choice Azelaic Acid Booster. Now the vitamin C serum is a thin liquid-ish texture, whereas the Azelaic Acid Booster is a creamy texture. So I'm going to get started with the vitamin C booster at first. As a general rule, if you're working with a serum that comes with a dropper, use between 3 to 5 drops, maybe a couple of drops more. If you have a really thin texture and you feel like you haven't used enough for your face and neck, then of course add a bit more. But please do not overdo it when applying a serum to the skin. So then rub your hands together and then gently apply it all over. You can also use the drops immediately onto your face or use it on your fingertips and then blend it all over. That's fine too. Now again, make sure to not use it on top of your eyelids, and please do not get it into your eyes. So once you have applied your first serum or treatment, again give it a moment so it can absorb into the skin, and then move on if you should have multiple serums or treatments at home. So the next step would be applying Paula's Choice Azelaic Acid Booster. In this case, since it has a creamier texture, use about a pea-sized amount for your face and neck. More or less, this is just a general guide. About that much. Then rub your fingers together and then gently apply it all over. Again, please do not get it into your eyes, nor use it on top of your eyelids. So once you have applied the next treatment, then again you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Now you can stop right here in case you should end up with multiple serums, or if you have a liquid or later on a cream texture treatment as well, then you can stop right here. And if you do not feel the need of using a moisturizer afterwards, that's completely fine, since you have an oilier skin texture, not skin texture, but skin type. However, in case you should feel the need of using a moisturizer afterwards, that's fine as well. Just make sure that you're using one that's working well for your oilier skin type, since certain moisturizers can make oilier skin type oilier, and certain moisturizers may also clog pores. Then you are going to have more troubles as if you would use no moisturizer. But if you have a moisturizer that's working well for your oilier skin type, then of course go ahead and include it in your skincare routine. And this would be the next step after your serums and treatments. Now I'm going to use Paula's Choice Water-Infused Electrolyte Moisturizer, which is great for all skin types, and it is a very lightweight moisturizer. Of course, this is just an example. However, if you have a different one, go ahead and use that one. And then use about a pea-sized amount, more or less. Since you have an oilier skin type, I wouldn't use too much of your moisturizer. So make sure that you're just using enough that you are able to apply it thinly all over, so that you're not going to have any disadvantages when using it, because sometimes some moisturizers can feel a bit too heavy as well. Then rub your hands together and then gently apply it on top of your toner, exfoliant, serums and treatments as your last step in your evening skincare routine. So, and the moisturizer, as already emphasized, is the last step in your evening skincare routine. And once you have applied it, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. In the evening, there's no sunscreen needed, only during daytime when being exposed to the sun. So this would be then the last step in your morning skincare routine before applying makeup if you want to. Now this would be now an entire skincare routine on how you're going to properly layer the different products. So basically go from the thinnest to the thickest texture, which often works, but keep in mind that your toner is your second step after cleansing. That's all what really matters, since we want to keep the focus on Paula's Choice Pore-Reducing Toner. Now of course you can simplify the routine. If you do not have an exfoliant at home, you may not have any serums and treatments at home, but you have a moisturizer at home, then you can also go with cleanser, toner, moisturizer, and then sunscreen during daytime, and that's basically it. So you really can adjust it and play around with it, what's working well for your skin needs. Now I do want to emphasize that if you find the skincare routines, like the example skincare routines that I have shared with you, like helpful, you can download them in the description box down below and use them as a guide and go over it in your own time if you like to, so that you have a guide in mind when setting up your own skincare routine. But other than that, this is what I wanted to share with you on how you can use Paula's Choice Pore-Reducing Toner plus an example routine, which works well for combination to oily skin as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it. And if you now want to know more about certain skincare products from different brands or want to see different applications, I have everything on my channel, and I'm going to link some of the videos at the end of this video so that you can keep on watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.